Yesterday, it's kind of funny. I took a picture of fly when I was eating my meal. Maybe that was 2 days ago. And it's been sitting on my computer screen. And today, I opened up a video that I took some time ago, maybe a few days ago. And it was very impressive. Just the scene of the beach and the rock and the blue sky. And I got a surprise because it just popped up. And then I also had the experience of reading Meister Eckhart, and I was so impressed when he was talking about obedience to God, surrender. And I made a video about it. And today I stumbled into this. This is the guy named Ueda Shizuteru. I talked to him. He was a professor at Kyoto University. And then, as I was reading, where did it go? Maybe I missed it. He was talking about his experience with Daisetsu, and just remind me of Daisetsu. He was talking about a case where he had the experience talking with Daisetsu, and there's a story of Daisetsu saying, when a person sees a flower or tree or a stone, unless that flower or stone sees us as well, this is not true seeing. The seeing has not taken place. This is one of the book he wrote, and this guy, Ueda, was sharing this to introduce who Daisetsu is. I'll put this one into the description if I can. But all this experience, to me, I don't know what to say. At least I can feel and enriches me or remind me of the state of it is what it is. When this flower story, I see the flower sees me, and the experience I shared like Eckhart, Meister Eckhart, he's saying the eyes with which I see God is the same eyes God sees me. Or Krishnamurti, observer is observed. And I shared about the experience of watching. How can I explain that? Yes, the video I produced was about watch with the whole body. Even this is corresponding to nothingness. When you have nothing in your mind, that's when mind is quiet mind. Zen saying of nothing is not nothing. But because of no way of explaining the experience, the word is nothing, or my word, it is what it is. It's the same as non-dualism. That's another conceptual term, but we should be careful, as if we know what it is, but experiencing it is what it is. So when we talk about all these words, it is what it is. Flower sees me. Non-duality is all pointing no mind, being here and now. And they are all pointing, saying the same thing. And the obedience to God, Meister Eckhart talked about. And as I talk, I experience that meaning of that saying, which is not the meaning in the mind, but as if I'm watching myself as I talk. But as soon as I talk, it goes away. It's the state of being, absolute state of being. And I lose it. I lose it when now I'm not losing as much, but as I talk, I may be at the edge because there's the experience of it and there's the mind movement and the construction of the sentence that goes in my mind. So can I do both at the same time? And that's the art of living, that you are at the state of non-dualism, but at the state of dualism, because there's a connection between the two in that state. So it's not the total absorption, the state of what do they call zone, flow. Yes, that's one as the foundation of what we are in terms of the body and heart. And then at the time there's no mind. But you can also have mind when you are in that state. That really is contradictory, but that is also the state that we can be. Because then we see the mind movement as if that's the way of the universe without any contradiction. So when I'm in this state, can I say I'm beyond the paradox of the mind and body? I feel like it. Because on one hand, I feel the body, the calmness, state of being as it is. But my mind movement is not violating. In other words, I can be in both. In other words, mind and body is connected. So as much as the flower I see is the flower sees me, the same thing may be happening. But it's a subjective experience of awakened state, if I may say so. And it sounds ridiculous in word. But as curious as I am, and as like a child to experience it, as if I'm talking and the talking is watching me. So it's not in the silence of the mind, but I think if you can point it with the words I think that's what happens, like in the case of having a haiku, old pond and the sound of water. And the Basho, when he pointed out, he put that experience in word. In other words, it is possible to live with mind without mind, meaning with body as one. What do you think? It's getting ridiculous, right? And even to that ridiculous, it's not ridiculous, even if it is ridiculous. And that's called the, what's in English? Immediate denial logic. That's what Daisetsu said. A is not A, but it is A. When the word is not the word in the mind, and when there's that direct experience as you speak, it's the same as watching flower is flower watching me, and therefore A is recovered. Not the original A, which is just a word, but the word with substance behind it. If we have eyes of Eckhart and the Basho's eye, or the listening, or flower experience, then that is the state also can be explained as Zen Kigen, total utilization of the talent. And that's when the universe, way of universe, expresses, and as human, to know that expression, because there's no difference, and the oneness, and that's Satori. And that's what I had when I was talking this vipassana experience. And you have that experience because you are one with that when you are little, and then we get the division of mind and body, and now you can melt those together, and not just within yourself, but with the outside world. That's samadhi. That's nirvana. That's awakening. But it's a fleeting moment. So call it the moment of Zen. We have it. And we lose it. And that's the prerogative, I can't pronounce it, of human, prerogative of human, that we are one, but we can be divided between mind and body when we get out of the Garden of Eden. So we are in the Garden of Eden, and we lose it, and we can connect to it. That's what Saichi, the Myokonin, said. I go to pureland, and then I come back, and I go to pureland. Pureland meaning nirvana, and I come back. Because that's not the end of it for him. And he had this delusion that's represented by the picture someone painted of him, because Saichi says, please put the unicorn on the head, because he has those delusions as human, prerogative of being a human, but that delusion can be suffering. But he can go to the Pure Land to clean up. when you're in the zone. It's a trendy word, and that has the nuance element, but it's a flip of finger or whatever that situation. As I watch outside, the tree is watching me, and my whole body is eyes and ears, and such a ephemeral existence of human. And this is thought. When I said this, the thought can be gone next moment, but the experience, direct experience, I may have had it. But you can say I'm in delusion too, and I think I feel an element of it too. So, okay, this is ridiculous, right? But ridiculous is not ridiculous, and therefore ridiculous. There's a meaning difference in each of them. That's what Daisetsu was talking about. I see the light, I see my painting, and the light bulb is watching me. There's no barrier. It's not just one direction. It's everything connecting to each other. That's the moment of Zen. Not just when you watch the sunset, not just when you see the beautiful scenery and you have this wow experience, and that's samadhi, that's nirvana experience. So let's conclude this by saying we all have it. We do have it. And we lose it. Or we lose it most of the time. But that's okay. It is what it is. When you realize that, you may get back to that. And when you argue in the brain, oh, this guy's saying stupid thing, and I see that, then you are occupied in the mind. But if you let go and let the thought to come out, maybe then my video, my talk may have that spirit in it as I talk and do things. And then I lose that. And Saichi says, I go to the pureland. Because you notice it. When you notice it, and this is so profound, in my view, and no matter how much words and videos to be produced, words to be used, it doesn't end. That's why there's so much materials. And there's always that element of awakening behind it or in it, so that inspires us. And then we lose it. A is not A, but it is A. Mind is not mind, but when it's connected, that mind is a different mind. That's what the Daisetsu talked about, immediate denial logic. And I checked on the internet, nobody has said it, or I cannot find it. Maybe you can by now. But that's one of his saying, that we are the paradoxical being, but we can see that seeing happen, experiencing, awakening happening. Thank you. Have a good day.